Hi everyone. Today I'm going to do, this is the first mini lesson on MLA formatting. So we're going to start with a blank document. So I'm using the free Word that I downloaded onto my desktop from Coastal. So yours may vary and look a little different if you didn't download it or if you have another application of Word. So this, we're going to start by, so let's start by talking about Word has some defaults that through no fault of your own will cause your formatting to be incorrect. So one of those, most instructors want you to use Times New Roman 12. That's not a MLA doesn't say you have to use Times New Roman. That's just a standard use. But other things such as the size, the 12-point, 1-inch margins, those are dictated and guided by MLA rules. So the first thing you want to do is change to Times New Roman 12. Okay. So you want to put your last name and page number. So the easiest way to do that is to double click into your header. Then you're going to go to your home tab and write a line. Then we're going to go to insert, and we're going to insert a page number at the top of the page. We're looking for the one that's on the far right. Bam, there's our number, there's our page number. And then you're going to type in your last name, space. Now, if we go back to home, I want you to notice something. So remember, we changed the Times New Roman in your body of your paper, but that did not automatically change it in the header. So if you got notes from me saying you need to match the font size of the rest of your paper, that's what I'm talking about. So you want to highlight this, click on the Times New Roman 12, and now we have it in the proper font. Now to get out of this, the easiest way is to double click back into your regular document. So now we're set up for Times New Roman 12. Let's check just to make sure some of the newer versions of Word. So we're going to go to the margins, are defaulting at like 1.25. So we are at 1 inch all the way around, which is what we should be. Our orientation is portrait, which is what it should be. Okay. So the next thing you're going to put, you have 4 lines you have to put. So you're going to put your name, your instructor's name, the course, and the date, written as day, month, year. Okay. Then we're going to enter, and you're going to take your cursor, you're going to center it, and you're going to put your unique title. So one of the instructions was for this assignment was to have a title and a subtitle. And I have not been knocking off points if you did not have it, but what that means is you would put a colon here. And you would just put your subtitle. So you could put Dunkings if you're doing the Dunkin' Donuts ad. A couple of you are doing that, Dunkings. And And then you could put here the subtitle being a, let's put that, a visual If you don't go back and change it, I'm not going to take points, but this was how the instructions read and what you were supposed to do. So one big important thing that I want to note here is that we're going to highlight this whole thing. This is another default, word default. So some of you I put on there, you may have a spacing issue. So this is what we're talking about. And I said, go to the the paragraph dialog box. Okay. There's two ways to do it. You can go up here to this caret. See, this says paragraph right here. If you wanted to do focus on font, you would go to this caret. If you're doing your clipboard and stuff, you would go here, styles. So we're going to go to the paragraph dialog box. You're going to open up this box. The other way that I recommended in the papers was you can right click and you will come up with paragraph and open up this same box. So what happens is if you look at this, you can see that this it's like double space, but it's a little bit bigger than double space. Actually, it's going to open up a little bit more because we have a 1.15 setting here. So we're going to change the before and after must be 0. So you're going to change that to 0. Always click the don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. What that happens, if you've ever noticed on your papers when you have it set for double space, there seems to be extra spacing in between the paragraphs. That's what I'm talking about. And then you're going to set it for double space. Okay. So you see how it opened up a little bit into a proper double space. If this, let's go back for a minute and show you what I'm talking about. So if we take this back to 10, I'll take it to 12, that's fine. Do you see how this down here at the bottom went wider? That's because when you hit your space bar, it's gonna take it to the end of that. So that's why it's always important to be at 0. And you'll see how that takes it back up to your regular double spacing. So you're going to hit enter. You're going to go back to the left. Now you're going to go back real quick to your paragraph dialog box and you're going to change it to the first line of your each paragraph is going to be indented. Did you notice that move, that shift, a ½ inch? So that's how your paper should look. That's what a proper MLA formatting looks like. So you can tell. So on the header, if you do not download this version, just use the free version. What you'll get is you'll see a little header tab over here. The only way to know if you have done this, if you have formatted this correctly, is to go to File and pretend like you're going to print it. And you'll see your name and page number appear at the top. Okay. So we're going to space down till we get to the second page and see if we've done it right. It should appear Lavin 2. Okay, it did. So we're going to do the works cited page. So the works cited page is always going to be your title. Works cited is the title of the bibliography in MLA. So it's going to be work. If it's 1, if it's 2 or more, it's going to be works cited. No bold, no underline, no italics or quotation marks. It's just going to say works cited. And you're going to enter. and we're going to go back to the left. So we're going to do a make-believe. Actually, we're going to take a sample from the little seagull. A lot of people I quoted, you need to use for your audio and visual and other sources. You need to use number 37 on page 184. So if it's a video, it's going to have a title. So let's just do, so this isn't going to be exactly right because I'm Frankenstein in this citation. So it's going to be Dunkings, period. Note that the period goes inside the quotation mark, space. Title of the site is going to be YouTube, comma, uploaded by Dunkin' Donuts, the company, the date that it was uploaded. So most of these dates have been around the time of the Super Bowl. So this year's Super Bowl, I think, was on the 5th or 6th or 4th. So it's going to be 4 Feb, period. So you're going to abbreviate the months, 2024, comma, www dot again, I'm trying to get it long enough to go to 2 lines so that you can see when it's hanging. Let's see. So this is going to be made up. Something like that. I just want you to get an idea of what it's going to look like when it hangs. Okay, so here is your first citation. So notice 2 things. One is the first line is indented. So the first line should not be indented. So we're going to undo that first line. Now you're going to highlight both lines, go back up to the special box, and use the last selection of hanging. There you go. And that's what it should look like. So you should have every single person's essay should have it at least one work, which is the video itself for your commercial. I highly recommend it to most of y'all in your outlines and in your rough draft essays. You repeatedly said there was no logos or there's no this. So some of that you could have got, a lot of that information you could have got by going to the official website. So it's not a requirement of this paper, but I would highly suggest you do it. It would definitely help with your analysis to know that a company like L'Oreal donates millions of dollars to charities that help women in distress or women they give to women's shelters and other organizations that help women. It's nice to know that Dunkin' Donuts, if you go to their website, they're in Massachusetts, and what they are doing to to lessen the impact of their products on the world and the environment, and what they are doing as far as recycling and their packaging. All of that adds to your logos and your ethos, especially. So I highly recommended y'all to do that. So this is the short little mini lesson so that you know how to properly format. You can also go to page 193, and the little seagull has a sample paper which shows this. Note you have normal capitalization rules for titles. Every word in here is capitalized. If there was no colon here, the A would not be articles. A, the, and are not capitalized. Your fanboy words, for, and, but those are not normally also, or capitalized also. They are not capitalized. But every other word in your title should be capitalized. All right. So that's the mini lesson today, and I hope it's helped you on this essay and on the next essay. There's also the MLA review that I gave you in the first unit when we did the review of a non-traditional text. There's an MLA, a 2-page document that has a lot of these rules and stuff in there, and reminders about the defaults. So I hope this helps you as you're moving forward with your paper. And I'm going to do a short little, a second video for the instructions for the paper for the rhetorical analysis. Okay, thank you.